Good day everyone. Today we will tackle about globalization of culture through the media. Marwan M. Crady, Contemporary World, J3.
So the received view about globalization of culture is one where the entire world has been molded in the image of Western, mainly American, enter in popular and professional discourses like the popularity of Big Macs, Baywatch, and MTV are as unmistakable signs of the fulfillment of Marshall McLuhan prophecy of the global village. The globalization of culture is often chiefly viewed to international mass media. After all, contemporary media technology such as satellite, television, and internet have created a steady flow of transnational image that connect audience worldwide. Without globalization media, according to conventional wisdom, how would teenager in India, Turkey, and Argentina embrace a Western lifestyle of Nike shoe, Coca-Cola, and rock music? Strong influence of the mass media on the globalization of culture. So about globalization of culture. So nakabaton sila sa mga view about sa globalization of culture kung sa diin tanan nga mga parts ng world is nagmold or nag-isa in the image of Western. So mainly American culture. Ang globalization culture mostly alike sa international mass media. Ang mga contemporary media like mga satellite, television, kag internet. So nakahimo sa mga transnational image nga nagka-connect worldwide. It means nga tanan nga palibot sa satellite kag internet makita sa mga audience worldwide. Kung wala global media according sa conventional wisdom, paano mga teenagers ang Africa or Turkey Turkey kag Argentina, so paano nila ma-embrace ang Western culture? So like Coca-Cola's Nike shoes and music na-influence na sang strong mass media sang globalization of culture, which means is dako gid nga influence sa influence aton sa international mass media. So wait, next, the role of mass media in globalization of culture is contest issues and international communication theory and research. Early theories of media influence, commonly referred to as magic bullet or hypodermic needle. Theorists believe that the mass media had powerful effect over audience. Since then, the debate about media influence has undergone and flow that has prevented any resolution or agreement among researchers as the level, scope, and applications of media influence. Nevertheless, theoretical formulation in international communication to a belief in powerful media effect on culture and communities. At the same time, a body of literature questioning the scope and level of influence of international media has image where some scholar within the tradition Christian culture without providing conceptual. Other have drawn an interdisciplinary literature from across the social science and humanities to develop theoretical alternative culture imperialism. So sa dira naman the mass media. So ang role sang mass media naman sa globalization of culture is dako nga gid nga issue sa international communication theory kag research. Mga sanguna ang theory sang media influence is magic bullet kag hyperthermic needle theories. So dira ginapatihan ang mga mass media dako kag powerful ang epekto sa mga audience, especially mga teenager nga gagamit sang mga technology like mga cellphone. So ang debate about sa media influence na undergo sang end flow nga prevents ang agreement kag resolution sa mga researcher and tungod sa level scope ka implication sa media influence ang kay theoretical formulation sa international communication nga nagapatigid sa belief sang powerful media effect sa culture kag communities. So valid ako ang influential capacity sang mass media sa culture kag belief man sa mga belief naton. So
good morning everyone. We will tackle about the cultural imperialism and global media debate. This concern led to the rise of the New World Information Order and debate, later known as the New World Information and Communication Order or the NWICO debate. Although the debate at first was concerned with news flows between the North and the Global South, it soon evolved to include all international media flows. This was due to fact that inequality existed in news and entertainment programs alike, and to the advent of the new media technologies such communications satellites, which made the international media landscape more complex and therefore wide the scope of debate about international flows. So, the text is nagatalakay sang globalisasyon sang kultura nga nagapakita sang madalom nga pag-impluwensya sang Western kag particulars na ang Amerikanong kultura. Ini nga phenomenon all over is ginatuyo sa international nga mass media nga nagapasa sa mga produkto kag mga balor sang media sa Western sa bug-os nga kalibutan. Ang papel sa mass media sa cultural globalization is ka controversial nga issue sa international communication theory nga sa una ang mga teorya nagasiling nga mas dako ang epekto ang media sa audience, but ang debate nag-evolve kag ang mga scholar nagapamangkot sa kadalom kag part sang media influence kag nagpropose sang alternative nga theoretical na framework. Kag isa ka importante nga part of this discussion amo ang concept sang cultural imperialism nga nagasay nga ang mga message sang media halin sa western industrialized countries nga may madalong nga effect sa mga audience and the whole of country. So this theory is nagapamatuod sa political economy perspective nga nagafocus kung paano ginagamit ang western nations ang media agod ipasa sa ila socio-cultural nga mga valor sa developing countries. Then ang mga kabalaka parte sa mga media dominance nga nagdala sa New World Information Communication Order or NWICO debate. Nga sa una nagapokus sa inequality sa news flow pero nag-evolve agad isakop ang tanan nga international media flows. Ini nga debate nagapakita sang komplikado nga international media landscape kag ang need sang mass media balance nga pagflow sang impormasyon. So next, the global media debate was launched during 1973 General Conference of the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization or UNESCO in Nairobi, Kenya. As a specialized agency of the United Nations, the mission of UNESCO includes issue of communication and culture. During the conference, strong differences around between Western and industrialized nations and developing countries, led by the United States. The first group insisted the free flow of information doctrine, advocating free trade in information and media program without any restrictions. The second group, concerned by the lack of balance in international media flows, accused Western countries or invoking the free flow of information ideology to justify their economic and cultural domination. So ang global media debate kuno is formal nga nagsugod sang 1973 UNESCO Conference sa Nairobi, Kenya. Diin nagwa ang mga pagkakaiba sa tunga sang Western industrialized nation na nagapabor sa free information flow kag developing countries nga nagapangita sa mga balance nga pagflow sang impormasyon. And ang kakulang sang reconcile sini nga pagkalain-lain nga nagdala sang withdraw sang United States kag United Kingdom sa UNESCO nga nagamarka sang importante nga punto sa global media debate. Halimbawa sa Pilipinas, ang evolve or ang pagdamo sang western TV shows kag pelikula nga ginapalabas sa mga local stations. It also shows ang influence sang western media. For like example, ang mga kabataan na now nagadako na sa expose sang western fashion, lifestyle kag values nga nagapakita sang effects sang cultural imperialism sa lokal nga culture. That's all.
So for the continuation of our report, it was all about the evolution of debate. So the evolution of debate is mainly a redirection of emphases rather than a paradigm shift. So the evolution of debate emphasizes the paradigm shift, which means ang pagbago sang way of thinking sa mga tao. So while cultural imperialism has some weaknesses, it continues to be useful in arguing that international communication flows, process, and effects are permitted by power. So, ang cultural imperialisms, it is continuous useful and in arguing that that international communications flows and process, and it affects by the power. However, the concept of globalization has in some ways replaced cultural imperialism as the main conceptual umbrella under which much research and theorizing in international communication has been conducted. So, the concept of globalization has some ways replaced cultural imperialism into a umbrella which much under that theorizing in international communication has been conducted. So that is, there are several reasons explain the analytical shift and cultural imperialism. So first, the end of Cold War as a global framework of ideological and geopolitical and economic competitions calls for a rethinking of analytical categories and paradigms of thoughts. So the second, globalizations appear to capture this complexity better than cultural imperialism. It can base a process with less coherence and directions, which will weaken the cultural unity of nation states. So the first reasons is the end of Cold War as a global framework for ideological and geopolitical and economic competitions. It calls rethinking of analytical categories and paradigms of thoughts. So the second is globalizations appear to capture complexity. So it captures complexity and better than cultural imperialism because it is a conveys process and it makes less coherence and directions. It will leads to weaken a cultural unity of all nation states. So in conclusion, the role of mass media in the globalization of culture is a complex and multifaceted issue.